Hi, welcome back. You're with Chartbusters for the market. Well, it's almost 1.5% in terms of gains on the frontline indices. And look at some of the stocks which are moving around. So Coal India is now sitting at the high point of trade. It's moved higher by about 1% in the last 1 hour. And on the flip side is NTPC, which is now sulked to the low. So that stock conversely is sitting at the lows of the session. All right, but the stock in focus is KEI Industries. That stock is up about 2% in trade after the company announced that their new production line will commence operations by this month end. Anil Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director of the company, now joins in. Hi, sir. Good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining in. So, this new capacity that you have added now, can you tell us what this will take your capacity to, as well as what will be the incremental revenue that you will be eyeing on the back of this?
This capacity has come up with an investment of approximately 70 crore rupees, and it will be producing medium and high voltage cables. Mainly it has been set up for high voltage cables from 220 kV and 400 kV voltage grade cables for underground transmission system, and it will have a revenue effect of around 200 to 250 crore rupees annually.
Okay.
Wow, so that's close to around a 10% increase in comparison to what you normally do on a per annum basis, huh?
Yes.
So, and that will come in by FY18, that will fully reflect in your FY18 numbers?
Yeah, it will be fully reflected in FY18 number, but it will be operational by end of this month. So the fourth quarter numbers will show something.
All right. Mr. Gupta, also I wanted to ask, everyone's talking about demonetization. So just to understand your revenues, how much of it comes from the B2B segment, how much of it comes from the B2C segment, and has there been any impact on your business?
See, our around 70% revenues comes from B2B segment, and around 30% are coming from B2C. So far as our business is concerned, I have not seen any impact on the business due to demonetization. Maybe we will observe it in this month or next quarter, but so far we have not felt any impact.
Yeah, that's right actually, because real estate players, we understand, have been building up inventory. But if you could give us any sense of, whether you've done any channel checks which could indicate the impact that you might feel this month, this quarter going forward.
So far, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Can you give us a sense of what's the kind of volume growth that you're expecting going ahead?
You see, we are expecting a volume growth of around 12 to 15% in this whole financial year.
Okay.
And this we have already witnessed in the first half, and similarly we are going to witness it in third quarter as well.
All right. And so revenues for the year will grow by what, 20%?
We are expecting a revenue growth of around 12 to 15%.
12 to 15%. All right.
Yeah.
So then there's no realization increase because your volumes are growing by 12% approximately. You're expecting revenues.
No. The volume growth will be bigger. Bigger
means more than 20%.
Yeah, around 20%.
All right. Mr. Gupta, you also told us your B2B and B2C breakup. Exports, how much of your revenue does come in from your exports? Because it has been growing. Is it on a very small base?
No. The exports this year are likely to touch around 380 to 400 crore rupees,
okay.
And it is growing by around 80% compared to last financial year, and
right.
I think it will be around 14 to 15% of our turnover. 14% of our turnover. Yeah.
Okay. So this quarter around, your margins have come in, sub 10%, which is below the 10.5% implied guidance. Any upside that you see for the second half, and what would that be?
Last quarter, it was 10.5% on net sales.
Okay.
Don't calculate it on gross sales. And this quarter, we expect to continue to maintain the margins, and in the whole year to that level.
But Mr. Gupta, I guess aluminum and copper will be an input cost, right, for you? And both those prices have gone up. Do you see it hurting your margins?
No, because no, not at all. Because we have been covering our inputs well in advance, in line with our order booking.
All right. Also, Mr. Gupta, I just want to understand, what is your order book currently? Could you break that up for us? How much of it is export orders and how much of it is domestic? And also, what is your debt in your books? The last time around, you had told us maybe in the next few years you can be debt free as well.
Yeah, the order book at the moment is around 2,900 crore, out of which around 2,000 crore is the EPC order book, and around 200 crores are export orders, and rest are domestic orders for cables. And so far as debt is concerned, it is around 500 crore, and in spite of growing, we are not growing our debt. So we are actually reducing our debt on a percentage basis, and our interest cost has also come down in last 6 months.
And you'll be debt free in the next few years?
Yeah, it will be debt-free maximum within 2 to 3 years.
All right, Mr. Gupta, on that optimistic note, thanks very much, sir, for speaking with us earlier, speaking with us this morning. That's the word coming in from KEI Industries. The new production line that they've put into effect should get them about 200-250 crores odd annually, and expect a big bump up from their export segment as well. A quick break. We'll come back on the other side and focus a little bit more on the market as well as on Polaris, the stock that's taking it on the chin this morning ahead of an OFS by the promoter group. Stay tuned.